Hello and welcome back to Scrap Tech Garage. I'm Kieran, and in today's video I'm going to be going through my top kind of list of accessories that I think you should be picking up in anticipation for the Nintendo Switch launch. So if you're getting a Switch, I think all of these accessories would be nearly essentials and also some really helpful kind of luxuries and tools to have in your arsenal for on-the-go gaming. Again, personally, I'm looking at the Switch as a portable device that I'm going to bring with me. So a lot of these are kind of geared towards portability. And again, if you're just going to be using it as a home console, they mightn't really apply to you. And also, we don't have full details of the consoles. So I'm looking at all of these and being fairly sure that they will work with the Switch. But again, until I actually physically get them and try them out, I won't be 100% sure. So don't take these as gospel, but take them as fairly accurate suggestions of what I think I'll be picking up for my Switch. So let's get into the list, shall we? Starting things out then with a screen protector, I think these are definitely going to be an essential for me. Knowing my luck with devices and things, they do get knocked around a little bit, and I really want to make sure that that expensive LCD screen, which will probably be fairly awkward to change, won't get broken. Now this is a 2-pack of tempered glass screen protectors, and I will always recommend get a tempered glass one. I've gotten one for my phone recently and I have never looked back. Again, if you get a tempered glass one, as long as it's reasonably good and doesn't scratch too easily, I'll be quite happy with it. Again, your mileage may vary, but as long as it doesn't end up going hazy or anything like that, most tempered glass screen protectors usually just work, and they are really easy to put on compared to those plastic film ones, and they last much longer and stay really nice and glossy. So I think they're a big bonus for anyone who's going to be traveling. Keeping in tune then with people who are going to be traveling, the carry case is a must. Now this one I picked up, they're all around the same price, to be perfectly honest with you, give or take maybe £1 or £2. But this one comes with a screen protector. It doesn't specify whether it's one of those plastic film ones or a tempered glass one, so I would assume it's a plastic film. I probably won't end up using it, but having the carry case is perfect because you can just pop your Switch in, put it into the bottom of a bag, and be fairly sure that it's not going to get broken. And because it's a hard case, it'll give it really good protection for traveling. One big concern for most of us about the Switch is the internal storage, and because the storage is only 32GB, we're not actually going to fit many games on it. So looking to SanDisk, which are my absolute tried and true SD card manufacturer, we want to get something really fast and really reliable. So this one here, again, I'd only recommend 128GB SD cards because I think we'll be filling up a 64GB, even a 128GB one with games fairly quick, unless you're going to be running cartridges. So having an SD card that's fairly big in storage would be essential. You can go for a 64GB one. It is half the price of 128, so there's not much value difference, but I would recommend, 32 versus 64 versus 128. 128 is going to be your best bet. Okay, so we've looked at storage, we've looked at protecting it with a case, and we've looked at protecting the screen with a tempered glass screen protector. But charging the damn thing is going to be a big issue. So anywhere you can find power, I think is going to be a big plus. Now, I love Anker, they make great products, and today I'm going to be recommending their USB Type-C connector. It's reasonably priced, it's very high quality, I actually have one myself, so I can vouch for that. And it just works, so I'm hoping that it will work with the Switch and won't need a proprietary connector. And if so, you can pretty much plug it into any USB port, whether it be your PC or a power bank like I'm going to show you later on, or even one of those USB connectors in your car. You can just plug it into any USB connector you see and charge the Switch, which is going to be a big thing because if you only have 2 hours of battery life and you want a bit more gaming, if you find a USB port, you're going to be plugging it into it. I said a power bank, and again, back to Anker. Love their products, and this is one of their high capacity power banks. They do have kind of estimations of how long each device will last, kind of, how many charges you'll get from the power bank when it's fully charged. And honestly, I don't really see much of a problem getting any power bank. If you can get a good deal on any brand, they're usually fairly good, but Anker are ones I can definitely recommend. Again, much like the USB cable, I actually have a power bank from Anker, and it is rock solid. It charges, there's no problems. I had this cheapo one that I got for, maybe I think it was about €5, and it just didn't work. You know, it would like half charge for maybe 5 minutes, but then it would kind of start cutting in and out. So it is always good to get a fairly good charger, and couple this with that USB connector that we got. You can just plug it in and charge it on the go, and you can get maybe I'd say you get one full charge of the Switch out of this power bank, which would be fairly good. Now, keeping charging in mind, if you're someone who travels in the car a lot, one of these will be essential. If you're on the go, you can plug it into the cigarette lighter on your car, and you can plug the Switch directly into it and have it charging while you're driving, or just while you're a passenger in the vehicle, and it's going to be great. And let's say, for instance, you couple this with the battery bank. Let's say you're on the go and your Switch has full charge. You can charge a battery bank while you're in transit, and then when you're on the go, then away from the car, you can bring that battery bank with you and have power for your Switch. I think it's an essential. Anyone who's going to be traveling a lot, I think having a battery bank is good, but when it runs out of battery, what do you do? So having something like this as kind of a backup way of charging is definitely one of those things that is going to really extend your game time and your lifespan of the device. Okay, so the scary bit, totaling all of this up, this comes to a total of £105, all of this stuff together. Now, which it might sound a little bit expensive, and I know it is, but these are what I think would be nice kind of companions to go along with your Switch. Again, if you don't think you'll be, you don't want something, you can just leave it out. I think these will all be really nice. Personally, I'll definitely get the 120 gig SD card. It's definitely an essential. I will get another Type-C connector just because I'll probably break mine, and I will get a tempered glass screen protector and the carry case. But after that, then the power bank is a nice luxury, but again, if you don't have one, it mightn't be an essential for you, and the same with the car charger. So you can kind of cut back, and if you can save money on offers or anything, you can do that too, so it mightn't be as expensive for you. But these are my recommendations. You can take them with a grain of salt. I've looked up as much information as I can about the Switch, so I'm fairly certain that all of these are going to work pretty okay when the Switch does come out, and I'm hoping that it will be, all of these will be compatible with it. With that said, that's pretty much the video. That's my essentials guide, my kind of 2 cents on what I think would be really good to get with your Switch. Personally, I have one pre-ordered. Launch games, nothing really jumped out at me as far as launch games go, so I haven't actually pre-ordered a game either, and I'm going to wait a little while and see what Nintendo do. I'm really hoping they have a nice kind of online store with backwards compatible games, because that would really tickle my fancy, and they would probably take up less storage and stuff like that. But we're just going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait it out, but it is an exciting time. I love console launches. A lot of the time they are a little anticlimactic and people do overhype them a bit, but I'm still pretty happy that this console is coming out. I'm hoping that there will be some ports for things like Call of Duties and whatnot, and having kind of first-person shooters on the go. That's my real big hope for the Switch. Other than that, I want the nostalgia of all these great Mario games, maybe a Pokemon game, all of those sort of genres. I want to be able to play them on my Switch. So I'm hoping that, Nintendo will show up trumps. They might get good third-party support, and hopefully we'll all be sitting in a very happy boat where we have a nice portable console, which is something that I've been looking for quite a while, but haven't really kind of found. I nearly pulled the trigger on buying a Vita, but then when they discontinued it, I was kind of a bit off put, and I heard about the Switch then, and I think my mind was fairly made up. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's given you an idea, maybe a couple of ideas of accessories you might want to get, and maybe where you could save money. I shopped on Amazon. Personally, if you're buying SD cards, I'd recommend stay away from eBay, number one, because even though they may seem like they're, high-speed SD cards, you're going to need high-speed SD cards for playing games. It might not be. It might just be like painted or stamped as a high-speed SD card, but performance-wise you could get quite a lot less. So definitely be sure to do your research on the SD cards before you buy one, and make sure it's one that's going to work with the Switch. Make sure it's one that has the capacity that you want and that you will think you need. Personally, if I'm looking at capacities, I'll look at an SD card, or like a hard drive even. I'll look at how much storage I need today, and I'll probably double it usually if I can afford it. And that has served me well when it comes to PCs. It's served me well when it comes to phones, all that stuff. I've never regretted buying, a higher capacity, even though sometimes I may not have used it. I've never regretted it. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what the video was like. Did it help you? Did it, cover all the aspects? Maybe I missed something. Leave it down in the comments. If it helped, give it now a like. And if you enjoyed the video, maybe subscribe, because I might actually make other good videos. But that's enough for today. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one.